Crystal, we're live on the Save Pluto podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, we're on
I,
YouTube,
I'm
and
making sure my thing goes live. Oh, now it here. I didn't realize I have to press an extra button to make it go live on Instagram. Uh,
they
like
make
you have to
everything
go
more difficult at Meta.
back to Instagram but now I got it figured out. So cool. We're officially
Yeah,
live there.
it's
So,
good to be live on Meta, where we can say anything we want now. You're allowed to say whatever you want, even if it's about Disney.
oh, that's awesome. Freedom of speech. It's a good
Freedom,
thing.
it's here. It's here. I wanted to kind of share with you a couple things today because I was going through, and I first I wanted to find out. I was down the rabbit hole Disney of Disney fireworks stuff, because we're trying to get Disney to stop doing fireworks and inspiring reckless amateurs who light fires and fireworks. And I saw something I came across a lot. Um, but one was someone saying, "Well, California is going to stop Disney from doing fireworks," and so I had to go research that and find out if that was actually true. It's not. Disney hasn't. There's no California pressure to get Disney to stop yet, even though California does not allow fireworks. They get the proper permits, and they do these things that are supposedly keeping ground sound and pollution down. But if that were true, then we wouldn't have all of these issues, and you wouldn't be able to hear it, right? You can clearly hear it, and anywhere in Anaheim for sure, but you can hear it from a very great distance. But really, it's about the fact that they inspire so many people to do this. But I saw this, which I thought was kind of interesting. Let's see what you think about this one, Crystal. It's a it's Walt Disney World Epcot, and as you can see, it's burning.
Oh my gosh. When was this?
This was 2023, I think, and a horrible fire set off right there in front of the Ferris wheel. It looks like I've never actually been to Epcot. Have you been to Epcot? I've never
No,
been.
I've never been.
No.
Wow, that's quite the fire. Look at those flames.
Yeah, and like that's
What's the date on that again? 2 years ago? Wow.
2 years ago. Yeah.
But I don't know when it was filmed,
Fireworks
but
launch platform at the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida caught fire. That's where they launch it from. And it's funny, when I was working at Disney, when I saw an accident, it was at the launch. That's where it was backstage. But the thing
mm,
is, like, that endangers lots of people, and it could injure anybody. But I mean, it could really mess if there's a fire at Disney with a park full of people on 4th of July, like there's 150,000 people in that park. Like,
wow, that many.
there's so many. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Like
Oh my
they
gosh.
top out at like 100,000, 80,000, something like that. But then on when on never go there on July 4th. Like, it's a
Wow.
disaster. I don't know how they are allowed to do it. Like, they're way past max capacity. You can't even move. There's so many people inside of Disneyland. I worked 2 4th of Julys when I was there, and it was madness. But if something
Mm,
really went down, like, you couldn't get people out when stuff starts burning. If this type of thing happens, this is really bad. There's
yeah.
another angle. Yeah.
One thing
So
I'm not clear of, like, when was the last time that Disney did a fireworks show? Or like, are they doing them now? Did they stop after the fires? Because I think I got one Instagram message or some, I can't find the message now, where somebody was like, not sure that Disney was still doing it. So I'd love to be able to figure that out. And especially like if they're doing it now, can we get some
yeah,
footage, some current footage?
I mean, I know that there's. Let me see. I think they are doing fireworks. Disneyland is doing fireworks, March 5th, 2025. Mickey's Mixed Magic, a projection and fireworks show, 9:30 tonight. Yeah, they're doing it tonight. Every single night, almost every night. Like, they're doing the March 7th, March 8th, March 9th, March 14th. It looks like it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right now, which makes sense because when I worked there, they said they only did it on weekends and during the summer every day.
Hmm.
But they do Phantasmic every night. And Phantasmic also has had issues. So Phantasmic is a show that happens on the Rivers of America, they used to call it, but right there in the middle of the park. And I don't know if you remember, but they had just a year ago, I want to say this is 1 year ago.
Broke out last night, forcing many people to evacuate.
That is a malfunctioning dragon.
Yeah, it's a fire-breathing dragon, but not literally. But last night, look at
Oh
this.
my
This
gosh.
is the
Game
final
of Thrones.
Phantasmic
Yeah.
when the
IRL.
dragon caught fire. The flame started at its head before covering its entire body. Firefighters arrived moments later. Disneyland officials released a statement saying the cause of the fire is under investigation. There were no reported injuries.
But
And this
I don't
was
know if you.
last year?
Yeah, this is last year. Mm-hmm. There was a fire at the park on the Dragon. This is a show that I know a lot about because, man, when you work there, you know every word of that one. That show's been going on for a long time. It's nightly, and there's fireworks displays. But what I think is also interesting, there's a part where you can actually see a piece of over here. If you see, hold on, do you see like the projection right here? It's like a cartoon projection of Ursula, I think, or something. Do you see it right here?
Yeah.
It's like the witch from
Uh-huh.
one of those
Mermaid, Little Mermaid, right?
Mermaid, I think. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of they, and so what they do, they put up these fans of water and then they project on them, and it's like that's
Mm-hmm.
some pretty slick. That's a pretty slick show move, right? You project water and then you put a fan of water and you project. And I'm thinking, why can't we do something like that? Put some, I don't know, fog in the air that doesn't kill anything, and put some. They have those types of machines that just put water vapor in the air, and then you can project something on it. There's all sorts of cool stuff that they could do.
Yeah. Seems easy enough.
Seems easy enough. I think so too. I think it would be good. Let's see. Kathy says never been there. Okay. Awesome. Well, we are going to, by the way, this is our first one that we're doing live on YouTube, but we're going to start doing this on YouTube. And if you'd like to be uh, a part of this, if you want to be on the show, like we want to still keep it as a panel and keep it open to everybody. So if you're interested in being, or somebody who would like to be part of a live stream about banning fireworks, let us know.
Yeah.
That's
You
gonna
can
be
join our StreamYard and talk about it. What's the status on our letter? Have we sent in a letter again? Did we ever get a reply back?
We never got a reply back, but we are we're collecting signatures, and so if
Yeah.
anybody would like to go to savepluto.org, you can see it behind me, savepluto.org. It's also the name of this live stream. Please go there and sign the letter to Disney Parks, the president of parks.
It looks like we did get one more signer today, 3-5, but we're only up to 19 signers, which is surprising because I had a whole bunch of people, sign up on our list when we were like veterinarians working to ban fireworks. But now we have a specific cause and nobody's signing up for it, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I guess people will talk big. They say they want to
Yeah.
do it. Kathy Skywalker said that she shared it with a friend who hates fireworks too. Yeah, that's a good idea too. You can go. You never want to go to Disneyland, period. Okay. Well, don't tell them that. Tell them that you'll go there if they stop doing fireworks. Maybe they'll
Yeah.
listen. Uh, we could always. You could always share savepluto.org, tweet it out, do whatever you can to get people to sign the letter. I don't get that though, Crystal. What do you think causes something like that?
What do you mean? What causes something like what?
Bunch of people, so many people saying, yeah, I want to do something about this. Let's organize. And then we're like, okay, we're getting organized. All you got to do is sign a letter.
Yeah, I thought that the whole campaign was very inspiring and the graphics and everything. It's just not reaching people for some reason. And maybe this live stream will help make it reach people. Um, maybe people are petitioned out. Everybody's telling me I need to have more petitions for people to sign, but it seems like the enthusiasm around signing petitions is really declining. So,
Yeah.
and I think people are, kind of feeling like, oh, they just sign a thing and it doesn't actually happen. It doesn't, nothing good comes of them signing a petition. They just add their name to some email list or something. It's just a way for various groups to collect data on people, and it doesn't actually go anywhere. But I, know that we're actually doing stuff here. We're actually sending out
Yeah, we got to
this
start.
letter.
We
And if
started
you
the.
want to do more than just milk toast to sign a petition, as Drake Loverboy says, then you can, hey, maybe reach out to your local veterinarian, give this information to them, make them sign the letter too, because I think it's really profound and really impactful when you have 100 veterinarians signing on to a campaign. And we could get news coverage about that, send it out to the media and say, hey, we've got 100 veterinarians asking Disney to stop using fireworks. I mean, that's huge. So
And you
let's
got to start
make it
somewhere.
happen.
You can't start at, we can't start at the news, right? We have to start somewhere. I mean, you get signatures for a petition. We start saying, if we had 1,000 people signed a letter to the CEO of Disney Parks, and they want you to stop doing fireworks, now that's something we can actually. That's something you could talk about. That's something we could. That's a soundbite for the news. That's everything we can start spreading that word out. But I'm hoping that if we do live streams, maybe make some shorts out of the content, I'm hoping we can maybe spread the word a little bit better. It's just hard to get it started. But inertia, right? An object of motion, you gotta start pushing that boulder. But once you get it moving, it starts going. You know.
Yeah. Everyone watching, can you send it to a local shelter, especially in areas around Disney parks, and ask the shelter, the SPCA, the Humane Society there to sign on to our petition? I think that would be huge. Ask them, how many strays do you guys bring in after 4th of July or after New Year's or after the Disney park fireworks even? Do they think that these Disney fireworks are impacting strays in the area?
Yeah, not like catching strays like Elizabeth Warren, but catching
No.
strays like stray animals, not stray
Yeah.
bullets, stray animals. She's talking about people, because catching strays now means an entirely different thing. It used
Yeah.
to mean. And don't forget, we're not only doing the letter, like we're also doing op-eds. There's an op-ed that's making its rounds. We just went through a second edit, so we're really hoping that will be published with any luck in the Mercury News. And the more we get stuff like that, if you want to get involved, write an op-ed. If you don't like writing, let me know. We got writers. We'll help you write it. You can just put your name on it. We'll get it out there and get an op-ed in the newspaper. There's all sorts of ways that we can actually move the needle, make some progress by organizing.
Mhm.
It's a big deal. I heard someone last night on the news. A lot of people are saying, get up and organize, get involved, do something, get off the couch. What would it be, and what would be a part of it beyond fireworks? I heard pound seizure is still a thing, but I don't know.
What's pound seizure? What does that mean?
I think he means like the pound when a dog is having a seizure, I think.
I don't know. I'm unclear. Um,
Yeah.
but people can even tag veterinary clinics, veterinarians in this live stream on all of the platforms. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram. Tag veterinarians and have them, know about this campaign, and hopefully they'll sign on. SavePluto.org. Let's see if we got any more signatures.
We got the SavePluto.org.
Yeah, no more signatures.
We
I'm
got good
sad.
graphics. Good graphics. We got good graphics that could be put up places. Would be good. What do you need? You need stickers. We can give you some graphics. I can send you the graphics. The graphics you can use. I drew this picture of Pluto. I got one of Donald freaking out for fireworks. I thought that one was pretty cool. Yeah.
So
Give me
taking
insight
dogs
there.
and cats from shelters for testing. That's
Oh,
something
pound.
that I don't think of think is a thing anymore. But if anybody has any information that it is a thing, like this is why you go volunteer at your local shelter and you find out the dirt. This is why you go work in your local farm so you know what's going on instead of just speculating stuff, or else you're just perpetuating animal rights propaganda, which we
Mm.
don't like to do. This is why the animal rights movement isn't believed, because y'all say a lot of crazy things sometimes that aren't true.
I don't know. In the congressional hearing with Nancy Mace and White Coast Waste, she was talking about that some of these animals have been taken from shelters, but I don't know how much truth that is to that either.
I
But
don't
they
know
were
any
saying it.
shelter vet who would allow that, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know
The
either.
shelter vets are the most animal advocacy, most the most
They're,
militant
because the vets
group.
are there for
Yeah, we're
the
here to
good
help
of the animals.
Yeah.
They're not just there to make a buck.
No.
I saw this too. Just another one. This is more recent. November 18th, 2023. This is the Muppet Show, the 3D Muppet Show at Pyrotechnics. I hate to laugh, but Pyrotechnics again, right at Disneyland. They exploded inside the audience. That looked horrible.
Wow.
That would freak me out. I didn't even know there was a Muppet Disney show. Did you? I didn't even know that was a thing. But I guess that there's pyrotechnics inside. There's some flames or something, and then they exploded. Have you been to
Disney is
this? I've
so
never seen
evil.
this.
That's such an interesting take, because I mean, I think of Bambi and I think of all of these movies that really make us feel feelings for animals. That's Disney. And I think, Disney's done a lot of good stuff. Wicked, right?
The old days.
I
Is Wicked
mean,
Disney? Wicked's not Disney.
is it not? I thought it was. I mean, what is
No, Wicked's not Disney. I think that's
ah. No, Wicked is not a Disney movie. Never mind. I don't know why I had heard that. What is there? I don't know what who's
yeah, Wicked.
the company.
Wicked. What is it? Is it Warner Brothers?
Oh, that would make sense. But I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know who made it, but oh, it's Fox. No, it's not. It's not. It's Universal.
NBC Universal.
Okay, so it's Universal. Yeah.
Universal Studios. Same thing.
I think Disney used to be Disney. I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings about it too, though, Crystal. Like Disney, it seems like
All corporations
sometimes
are
they do
evil.
right by their people, sometimes
And
they don't. All corporations sort of are, Yeah, that's true.
it's
That's
wild, the people who are like,
You can't
just
trust them anyway. Some are good, right? You just can't trust them.
We don't simp for any we don't simp for
That is a little weird.
People who simp for Disney, what's wrong with you?
Or politicians. I don't simp for nobody. If you don't if you have a key to my house, I don't simp for you. I don't get like the simping for corporations or governments never made sense to me. I don't get it. When I worked there were a lot of people with Disney tattoos. And it's easy to get caught up into that cult because you're really
it's a cult. So if you got tattoos, that's a cult.
Yeah, when I was there, it was pretty it's hard. They're really good at brainwashing employees. They invented it, I think, because a lot of places you'll hear they're like, oh, we based our training on Disney training, and it's like every time I hear that, I go, this is not. You're no Disney. You're no Disney. Trust me. You don't have all that magic. You know what I mean? And Disney does actually do stuff for their employees and their union. So like most of the jobs at the parks, at least, are union jobs, and that's kind of good supplier of union jobs. You want to have You got to have big corporations to have unions, right? I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if they're totally evil, but I don't trust them. Maybe we could get them to stop lighting fireworks though and hurting
Mhm.
animals, especially since they have things like this where they're blowing up in the middle of amphitheaters. Disney adults scare you. Disney adults kind of scare me too. It's a little bit worrisome. It's a little bit disconcerting, isn't it? So then I found this mousetrap news about how Disneyland will no longer have fireworks shows. And this is just somebody who wrote in March 16th saying like Disney will no longer have fireworks. And it's all just kind of clickbait. There's nothing to it. I looked into this, and although there is a movement in California to stop allowing fireworks, we still have fireworks, don't we?
Ooh, we got one
I mean, you
more
live in
signer. Thank you, Drake, for signing our letter. Go to
Drake
savepluto.org
signed the letter.
and sign our letter to Disney. So we really appreciate that. There
People
are
love their loud
45
noises.
people watching this live stream. So
Yeah,
y'all should be
45
signing.
people. They're watching, and I think a lot of them are watching on your Twitter. I see a Twitter X.
Mhm.
Please go to Pluto, savepluto.org, and sign our letter to ban fireworks at Disney.
Maybe we should have put that in the live stream title. Go to savepluto.org.
I think it's called savepluto.org podcast. I think that's the name of
Is it?
the
Oh.
Save Pluto, ban Disney
Yeah,
fireworks is what it's
but
called.
yeah, it doesn't give the address and
Next
doesn't
time.
direct people. Next time.
This is a learning process. Yeah, this isn't going to be the last one. We're going to keep harping on this. Yeah, signed and shared. Thank you. So people love loud noises. That's true. You hate loud noises, but people also love loud music, and you can play music at the ground level and have your drone shows. I went to a drone show that was like piddly compared to what Disney can afford. It was over in Colorado, and it was awesome. And it was like it wasn't like these 500 drones. It was like 50 drones, and they were doing it. They were animated. There was like winking people and like thumbs upping. It was an animated light show in the sky. It was cool, and they played music down below. And so as the music went, the sky did stuff that interacted with the music, and the animals weren't as affected, right? And a bunch of heavy metals and chemicals didn't end up in the water supply, or affecting marine life, or all of these things that these fireworks do. I thought it was great. We need to do it more.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
crazy that we have fireworks at all anymore.
It is.
And
The
especially
21st century.
Disney, of all places. You'd think they'd worry about being sued or something. But
Oh, so I found that out too. So check this one out. I love that you just said that. Perfect segue, as always, Dr. Heath.
I'm so intuitive.
You are intuitive. I hear that's a classic trait.
Trait of a
You're
what is the word?
Trad wife. You're like a trad wife.
Unabashedly womanly traits.
You're a classic trad.
Yeah.
Family sues Disney World after child hit by fireworks ember in the eye.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That'll leave a mark.
A totally unavoidable thing. But check this out. This is Reddit, so people are commenting. I really liked this. I went down this one. I was hit in the face by a piece of firework when I was behind the castle 6 or 7 years ago, inches from my eye. Surprised it doesn't happen more often. It does happen, but this one had actually a burnt face. Another one, I got some in my mouth last time I went to Epcot. I was really confused why I suddenly taste barbecue.
Wow.
Yes.
Can you imagine? You're watching the show, oh, it's fireworks, and like a piece of it lands in your eye and in your mouth. Like, oh my God.
People think that there's no fallout, but there always is fallout. I don't know why. It's really funny. People think that it just explodes and nothing comes back to Earth, but it's a part of it. My wife got some firework ash in her eye at Epcot as well. They just washed it out, and we went about with the rest of our trip just fine. Nice. Okay. Okay. It happened to me at Epcot as well. This is a hashtag me too right here. This is a
Hashtag.
Me Too movement. I
Yeah, it
always
is.
wondered how this happens, um, how often this happens. Seems like yet another reason for them to switch to drone shows. Huh? I'm gonna upvote that.
Yeah. Gosh, I should be on Reddit. Reddit's,
It's
I
like
don't
an
know why we don't do more on Reddit.
it's like an Elon Musk K-hole. You can't get out of Reddit. Once you're in Reddit, it's like say goodbye to your day.
Oh,
Like
really?
it's just because there's so many. Look at all this. It
Yeah,
goes
there's a lot.
forever. Not sure why you got downvoted for this. I thought the same thing. They should have drones. They could do a lot more with drones. So see, there's some people talking about drones. I remember sitting in the fish and chips area at Epcot years ago during illuminations and being showered in little embers and pieces of fireworks. It was fun, but none
Wow.
of us got hit in the eye. Got hit in the eye. That
Yeah.
would have kind of ruined it. Yeah. Looks like a lot of people get it in their eyeballs at Epcot.
Who knew?
It's like a
Gosh.
rite of passage for park goers. Oh, you haven't been hit with an ember eye? You haven't been hit with an ember yet, newbie? Yeah.
This is how the Disney cult gets you. Like, now you're proud to be hit in the eyeball with their fireworks. That's
Yes, exactly.
just like the animal rights movement. If you haven't been hit on by one of the animal rights leaders, just
Mhm.
not quite there yet.
I always keep in mind when I hear these kind of cases, like, do I expect to not get hit with fireworks debris at a fireworks show? Yes. Can you reasonably expect that I might get hit with fireworks debris during a show? Also, yes. This is a lawyer talking. I feel bad for the kid, but this is likely the parents hoping for a settlement so Disney can make it go away with more bad press. I hate it when people talk like that. Like,
Blame the
you
victim.
blame the victim.
Classic.
Total. Ooh, this reminds me. It just gives me that flashback of that poor old lady who got the cup that melted on her at McDonald's, and
Mm-hmm.
she ended up dying. Like
She died?
she
Oh
died
my
because of
God.
complications that kind of started
Wow.
with that. It was like 5 or 6 years later, but she had major surgeries, like skin grafts. Like it
Oh
was
my
extremely
gosh.
bad. Yeah, I mean, it
And
melted
everyone's
her
like,
legs. Oh, you're trying to get a
ew.
payout. Yeah.
Exactly. We always blame if
Yeah.
only victims got as much support as we give to abusers.
Or it's ludicrous to think like that. Oh yeah, it's so common. We're all walking around rich because of all the paydays that we get from these lawsuits against corporations. I know
Mm-hmm.
so many people. I don't know one person who had a payday from a corporation that was easily won or was frivolous. Like I've known people who have been really messed up and injured and then ended up getting paid for it, but after years of litigation
Yeah.
and like insurance companies suing each other and all of this shit, like it's
And
just
like literally, I can just think of my own personal life. Like I've had things happen in the past few years where I'm like, this is a legitimate lawsuit situation, but I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to hire a lawyer. I don't want to, if so, I tell my lawyer friends, this is what happened to me. But if they're not willing to take it on pro bono, because they got lots of juicy cases to take, I'm not gonna do it.
pro bono or for a larger piece. You can guarantee the
Yeah.
lawyer a larger piece. That's why like accident insurance, like when you get in a car accident, call a lawyer. They're happy to help you because they're going to take 30% of whatever they win, right? But like I think about that, when I think about that in a protest situation when a cop comes up and it's like, show me your ID, and you say no. If I don't show your ID, will I be arrested? And they're supposed to say, they're supposed to say, no, unless you're being detained and you're under investigation, you don't have to produce ID. And there's a lawsuit there. People are successful at it, but it's like, man, the what you're really threatening the cop and what the cop is really threatening you is an incredible inconvenience. That's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
You're saying
You're
if
like,
you
I'm ready to like take time off work
yes.
and like do this. I'm ready to like make this my new hobby.
Yes.
You have to be that person.
Yes.
And it's like, no, I just want to go on with
Yeah.
my day. That's how most of us
I
work?
had a manager friend who was working for Caesars. Caesars, like the big Las Vegas group,
Hmm. Yeah.
and he was a Mexican guy, and he was accused of doing something racist, and he's like, no, I didn't, and he got fired for it. And so then he had to go to court. He got a lawyer, and he said, I didn't do this. This isn't. I didn't. I'm going to fight. I want to fight it. And he
On
fought
principle.
on principle. He didn't do it. And I believe him. I knew the guy. I worked for them. I worked with him for a few years. But he told me that story early on, or like maybe the first day I met him, because he had just come back to the workforce because, Crystal, he had to take off over a year
Oh my
because
God.
yeah, he couldn't work for a year. He was like, it was the worst year of my life. I couldn't pay rent. I couldn't take any income, because that was also the thing. Like, if you're going to sue, you have to prove that you had damages, and the damages is that you cost me my job. So he wasn't even looking. He was just suing. A year went by, and I think he got like $150,000 or something.
Oh, good for him. Wow.
Yeah, but when you don't work for a whole year, Crystal,
Yeah.
150K,
Yeah. That's a good annual salary.
it's a good
Yes.
annual salary. Yeah, it's a good annual salary. But don't forget I think the lawyer took I can't remember exactly, but it doesn't seem worth it because of the income. But when you're with a cop and you're like, I'm going to sue you, officer. And I think the cop's like, I'm asking you for a minor inconvenience. Show me your ID. And I'm like, well, I'll inconvenience you, officer. And the officer has to think, okay, I'm going to arrest you. That's going to be an inconvenience. You're probably not going to get convicted of anything. And you're like, well, I'm going to sue you even more. And you're basically just squaring off with the officer at that point, and you're at this impasse. I feel like that is why victim shaming, like you're talking about, is such BS. We victim shame people with these corporations. We victim shame women.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what a she sued him for money, like the lady who sued Pete Hegseth, or the lady who sued. There's all these things, right?
Yeah.
They accuse
Supreme Court
people of
guy.
the Supreme,
Like
yeah,
that whole
Kavanaugh,
thing.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
like the woman is not getting a payday because of it.
No.
But
Like
she got
you're
famous for
ruining
it.
your life. You're like you're
Mhm.
putting yourself out there to be accused of being jealous, resentful,
Mhm.
all these things. Just the scorned lover scenario. People love to throw that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I saw I mean, it's hard for me not to, but I just saw an interview with Matt Gaetz, and Matt Gaetz
Mm.
was talking about Pete Hegseth, and he said this stuff about the woman whose name I don't know, who was with Pete Hegseth, and that she, did something with him in a hotel, and in order to make an excuse for her husband, that she called it rape. And it's like, come on, man. Like, it's a little bit. Come on.
Yeah.
But to say that this kid has ember in his eye and it's Disney's fault is a stretch.
That's quite a tangent. Like people are signing on. Wait, is Disney sexually harassing Pluto? What's going
Yes,
on?
Disney is sexually harassing Pluto.
Gosh, we're gonna get sued for this. No, we're just asking Disney to stop using fireworks, and then we went on a long tangent about victim blaming
Mhm.
because people got embers in their eyes, and it's like, why hasn't anybody sued? Well, and we talk about why people haven't sued. So,
People have been sued, but
yeah.
they still get blamed for saying that they still get blamed for having ember in their eyes. Yeah, it's a little rough.
So everybody, like, I want to see some more signers on this thing. Oh, we got Cassidy signed, Lucas signed. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Nice.
All
Nice job,
vegans so
Cassidy.
far. Are there any omnivores out there who will sign this? It always seems like the vegans are the only ones who care about this sort of thing. Like carnivores, don't you want Disney to stop using fireworks? Like, what is the deal?
Yeah, and let me just do the
Omnivores,
pitch again.
vegetarians.
It's not just about Disney, right? It's about Disney inspiring reckless individuals who start fires like the Palisades fire. This is something that Mel Gibson should get behind. Mel Gibson, he lost his house in the Palisade fires famously. and he's
Paris
super
Hilton.
conservative, and I know he eats animals. He should be sticking up for the people who lost all their homes because of fireworks. I think that's just me, though. Mel is based, says Jeffrey Phillips. Jeffrey Phillips, did you sign? Did you sign it, Jeffrey?
I don't know if I see Jeffrey's name on here.
I don't see. Did Jeffrey sign savepluto.org?
I don't see a Jeffrey.
Mel is based. Let's get Mel. Are you talking about Mel Gibson? You're talking about Mel and Steve. I think they're talking about Mel and Steve. That's really funny. The other one. So I looked up, is Disneyland stopping phasing out fireworks? The answer is no, they're not. People are saying that they're going to start using, like, there's all these people talking about what they're going to do. Are they going to phase it out? Disney adults, people who are freaking out, they're really afraid that that it's going to go away. But the way I see it, if they just got rid of the big giant booms in the sky, I think we could be pretty happy. Like, they're worried because of that dragon that we showed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, lighting on fire.
Yeah. Hey, can you do they do Disney fireworks when it's raining? Can you do fireworks when it's raining or no?
You can, but you can't really see them because of the cloud cover. So
Right. Oh,
yeah,
they go that high. Okay.
they go high enough because the
Yeah.
rain clouds are pretty low, but you'd still be able, you'd have to shoot them out from a dry spot. And I think Disney's thing is covered. Well, I know it's covered because I've seen it. And when I went there, what I understood to have happened when I was working there, I saw an accident. I wasn't really sure, but what I assume happened was that one of the projectiles hit an overhang because they had miscalculated or something, and it bounced down and exploded on Earth instead of in the sky. Yeah, I'm not sure that this was over 20 years ago, almost 30 years ago now. Yeah, we could seed the clouds. That's true. We can seed the clouds. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool to seed the clouds and do projections on the clouds, because you could project from drones too. Like, the drones aren't just cameras. You can also, anything you put a camera on, you can also put a projector on. And I think it'd be so cool to have water displays in the sky. If water falls on you and in your eyes, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know?
And when it's raining, you could project onto the clouds, right? I think.
Yeah, you could project on the clouds. People do that. I mean, famously, Commissioner Gordon does that. Come on,
Who's Commissioner Gordon?
Who's Commissioner Gordon? He's he's Batman's friend, like partner on the inside. Commissioner Gordon's the cop who helps Batman, or Batman helps him. They help each other.
Oh, okay.
And he has that lamp that he shines on the clouds, because Gotham always has cloud cover, so they shine the bat signal. Crystal, come on.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that was his name. I forgot. So, hey, it's Zamzo. Zamzo's in a house.
Zamzo signed it, right?
Oh yeah, early on. Jeffrey Phillips, what are you signing? You are signing a letter to Disney asking them to stop using fireworks. So go to savepluto.org.
Yeah, you can read it at savepluto.org. Absolutely. Crystal, I kind of wanted to talk just briefly, if it's okay, something a little off topic. Is that okay? Can we go on another tangent?
We got 20 minutes left.
Okay. I just wanted to talk about this. I want to talk about this again. Maybe we can kind of do a rehearsal. Let's do a dry run of this, and you can tell me, why is this article in the New York Times important?
I haven't read the whole thing. So tell me what it says.
Well,
I mean,
dead athletes, empty stands. Why are we paying billions?
That's such a great headline to start.
Yes. So the athletes kill themselves. They also die on the track. The
athletes are the horses who.
Oh yeah, and also the human. I was talking about.
And the humans. Yeah.
Yes, the human athletes, not good for them. The animal athletes, if you want to call them that, the slave animals that we beat in order to make them run around in circles. which is so wild, right? They are also I think
Well,
300
for the record, we don't really beat them to run around in circles. That the running around in circles is like the highlight of their day. Yeah, there's some whipping involved with it, which is kind of cringe, but that's not the worst thing that
it's
happens
not
to them.
cringe. They're doing this. I
Yeah, I know.
I've been to lots of horse
They
races.
shouldn't. Yeah, it's bad, honestly.
So I've been
But
to lots of horse
yeah,
races
no,
and
I get it.
also off-track betting, OTB. I've been to lots of those too with like in Europe, that's kind of like you go to the off-track betting and you're smoking cigarettes and drinking beer and watching the horses. Like
Yeah, it's
they're
not a
all
good
beating
look.
the shit out of those horses. Anyway,
Yeah.
300 and something of them, almost one a day. If you average it out over the year, something like 368 of them or something like that die on the track every year. Like right there in
And
front of
how many of
everybody.
them are shipped to slaughter?
How many are
when
shipped
they're
to slaughter?
done?
How many
Or
die
just
in
euthanized after the fact, or in between races, all of that. Yeah.
or before in practice runs because they got to practice, right? They die there because they break all their ankles and stuff because they race them so young and all this. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nasty. Oh, here we go. Look, I will pass this. Jeffrey Phillips.
Yay! Thank
I will
you.
pass this around my circles. Thank you. Please share.
Yeah, share on
SavePluto.org.
social media. Tag veterinarians. Tag SPCAs, humane societies, animal shelters. Like, let's get some organizations on board too. Yeah. So when I was in vet school, I studied equine medicine.
Mhm.
And I kind of, as a young kid wanted to grow up to be a jockey, it's
Yeah.
thought it'd be really fun galloping horses on the track and stuff. And I actually did it once. Went to the racetrack, galloped a horse on the track, unreal experience. Like a real live racehorse who like took off with me at full racing speed, and there's nothing I can do to stop this horse. Used all my muscles and could not. The horse was just gone, and so I just hung on. And I was so sore, even though I was like a very fit equestrian. It was something just unreal. But once I was in vet school, and my uncle was a famous racetrack vet who ended up leaving and speaking out in Sports Illustrated, and speaking out against the use of drugs and all of that stuff, and left the field and went on to do other things, but still was very involved in horse racing, and now heads the California Horse Racing Board. But when I was in vet school, I learned on like a visceral level just how callous the horse racing industry is, just how these horses were treated like objects. They weren't like loved family members like my horses were.
Right, they're
They
not pet
were
horses. Yeah.
just there for ego and money, and
Yeah.
they were constantly trying to do everything on the cheap. Like we ended up, even like this one horse had really bad pneumonia, and they didn't want to spend any money on like fluids for the horse. So we did what's known as seaborne fluids, which is what you do to cows. And you take an Alhambra big jug, water jug, like a water cooler jug, and you put salt in it and flip it upside down, hang it in the barn, and run IV line to the horse's veins. That way,
you
doing
make
it just
saline
so cheap.
solution,
Making
like on
homemade
the
zombie
oh
apocalypse like
yeah.
saline solution.
Oh my
when you have
God.
no money. And so this is like what they do to cows, I guess, but they do that to horses. Like
I think
we
they do
can't
that
even
in Vegas.
afford.
They do that in Vegas to cure your hangover, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a big thing now. Like, of course, it's medical grade.
Yeah.
We're not making makeshift IV fluids. Like, yeah, there's lots of things here in Hollywood where you can go get your weekly IVs of NAD or whatever you want.
But yeah, so they're doing this on the out, like from an igloo container on these horses,
Yeah.
because that's
And
disgusting.
and it's always like, well, You know, how much money can we put into this horse
Hillbilly
before
style.
it's like time to euthanize them? And they were telling me like how much drugs they give the horses, because we were like, oh, we're gonna give him like 2 grams of bute. You know, he's very sore. They're like, oh, give him 5 grams, and I'm like, that's you guys just give him massive amounts of drugs, don't you? Like this is crazy, you guys. Anyway,
I mean, they got to
yeah,
run fast, Crystal. And so what I didn't know, so I haven't finished the whole article. It's kind of a big
yeah.
expose. Um, the op-eds in New York Times, they can get pretty lengthy, but prolix, if you will. They talk about something that I didn't really think of. So I knew that the horse and dog racing is tied to the number of slot machines that you're allowed to have in these casinos. So in Florida, in order to get rid of dog racing, what they basically did was say casinos no longer have to have them. Dog racing isn't illegal. They just took away the law that said that you have to have dog racing if you have slot machines or card tables.
Mm.
And that's kind of what we're trying to do with horse races.
That's the
Is
only thing keeping dog racing alive was
yeah, was the casinos, because the guys in the casinos, they want it. They'd rather not have the dogs because it's a burden. And the thing that I didn't know was that the casinos. So when you have horse racing, you go to like I don't know, Churchill Downs or one of these places. Gambling's pretty much illegal, but you're allowed to gamble at this place, and it keeps the horse racing business alive. But the horses take what's called a purse. You know this, but a lot of people might not know what's called a purse. The prize horse gets a bunch of money. That money doesn't go to the horse, of course. It goes to the horse's owner. Yeah, the team that made it. That money's coming from, where do you think that money came from?
the gambling.
It comes from the slot machines.
Oh, it comes from the slot machines. Wow.
I thought it was from like the people gambling on the horses.
Yeah. Huh.
But this whole time I thought, okay, like they get a percentage, like in boxing, the winner gets a bit of the money, gets more of the money from the ticket sales and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And
Here it says Maryland uses as much as $91 million a year in slot machine revenue to prop up its horse racing industry. Wow.
yeah.
The state last year agreed to acquire the decrepit Pimlico track and invest up to an additional $400 million to upgrade it. Can you imagine how many animals we could spay and neuter with $400 million? But instead, we're investing in a horse racing track? That's crazy.
Totally crazy.
Pennsylvania has sunk over $3.5 billion over the past 2 decades into its racehorse development fund. Pennsylvania, like we would solve the unwanted dog and cat problem.
Where's Doge when you need them?
Like this is nuts.
Yeah, so it's a lot of its tax dollars going into building it, just like it is building a when they build football stadiums and stuff, right? Because they want to bring revenue, but the big thing is they want that gambling money. They want that card table money. They want that the slot machine money. It's wild to me. Yeah, call Elon. And who's got his number? Call him. As far as I know, it's hr@omb.org. You can .gov. hr@omb.gov.
Yeah, Erin says she's 5'8" and wanted to be a jockey. So I am, I don't know, like 5'9", but I thought you had to be under 119 pounds or something to be a jockey, which I was. So that, like, I fit that.
I couldn't do it.
But yeah.
Maybe when I was 4, I could do that. I think I was over 120 pounds by the time I was 5.
5, wow. I don't think that's accurate. But
No. No, I know exactly how old I was when I was 120 pounds. I was in a I was wrestling in my freshman year of high school, and in my last year of when I was in junior high,
Oh,
and you
wow.
get obsessed with your weight because you have to jump weight classes and stuff like that, and you have to wrestle at different weights, so you kind of know exactly how much you weigh all the time, and
Oh,
it's
wait. Jockeys usually weigh between 108 and 118 pounds. Some races allow up to 126 pounds. Steeplechase riders are 130 to 145 pounds. Well, I would not make that weight.
100. Well, that's
God,
surprising, actually,
that's,
huh?
yeah, really heavy. Uh,
Childhood
but yeah,
obesity. Yeah, I was childhood obese. No, I wasn't that big when I was that little, but no, when I was in high school, but I was always really when I was in high school, I got really skinny because at 120 pounds, at 6'4", you're really thin, But when you're wrestling and you're
yeah.
tall and skinny, you're like a spider. You're like one of those monkey. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. I want to talk about it more on Vegan Sunday School.
Yeah.
If everyone is watching, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We're going to do more of these types of, and if you want to come on and be part of our weekly chat about fireworks, please, our firework chat. Some presidents had fireside chats. We have firework chats.
Yeah. Firework work chats. Because we
Fireworks
actually do
work
work
chat.
here.
Yes.
And you all should help us do work by signing and sharing the letter.
How many did we get?
SavePluto.org. And tagging vets and making social media posts tagging vets. So now we're up to 30 signers. Thank you, Karina. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Bailey.
Nice.
Thank you, Jeffrey, Jason. So yeah, good job. I feel like this was very productive because we got more signers, and hopefully it will multiply if you all share it, and we'll get even more signers. So
It's really easy to share savepluto.org. That's why Crystal got the
yeah,
URL. And
and that
if you
costs
guys want,
money. So if you want to donate to
that'd
ourohonor.org
be great.
too, that would be great. ourohonor.org/donate. That would be really helpful.
Yes, indeed. And we can always have what graphics do you want available? Somebody said if you had graphics, we'd share them. We got graphics. What do you want? We can share it. I'll share. I think on the community tab or post tab now. I think it's called on YouTube on this channel. I think there's already. If not, I'll make one today. I'll put it on there. But you can share that. You can download that graphic. We have it on our Instagram every week. Check it out. I want to try to make also an infographic of fireworks. So if you guys have any data that you'd like to share, like make social media social again, share that data with me, send me whatever source you have and like a little spreadsheet. That doesn't have to be a lot of data, just a few cells on a spreadsheet, and I'll make graphs and charts. I'll make the graphics. So please
Yeah. And maybe
get
if
involved.
everybody wants to join, maybe we could start a fireworks signal chat where we can talk about what we want to do with this campaign too. That would be a fun thing for people to do. If maybe you sign the letter, oh, my light just died. If you sign the letter, we'll send you an email and ask you if you want to join our signal chat. How about that?
I'd love that. Dominionmovement.org says I'll get some more signatures on it for you guys, and Pluto, of course. Thank you. And Donald. I also have a Donald graphic that I'm really proud of Donald freaking the hell out. I didn't draw that one from scratch, but I drew this one, the Pluto. I thought my Pluto looks
Aw,
pretty good. I don't know.
that's really good.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it in Adobe Illustrator. I drew that with a mouse.
Wow.
Yeah,
What?
no. Yeah. Old
That's
school.
crazy.
Yeah. Little
Anyway,
stuff. I love the collab space. Me
somebody is
too.
trying to call me. So you can hang on this live stream, but I'm gonna leave the studio or leave and let you continue.
More important than Pluto?
Well, yeah. So sorry, not more important than Pluto, but I think my work here is done. So
Okay.
you know,
All right. Well, see you later,
but
Crystal.
all right, see you guys.
Bye. Well, that's it. I guess that's a show. But I did want to, what I thought would be kind of cool is if I just did very quickly, I wanted to share my screen for for ChatGPT. Maybe ChatGPT has something that maybe is there any interesting data that I could turn into a spreadsheet? No, and turn into an infographic about fireworks. I'd like to get them banned because I love animals. Let's see. I want to see what I got here. Any graphics? All right, we're going to see if there's any good data. Environmental damage. Here we go. Air pollution spike. In the United States, air quality worsens by 42% on 4th of July due to fireworks increasing respiratory leak. Wildfire. 19,000 wildfires annually, destroying habitats and displacing animals. Okay, this is, I don't know if this is really good. Around 45% of dogs in the US suffer from anxiety due to fireworks. Many flee, get injured, or even die in traffic accidents, says the RSPCA. Fireworks can cause panic-induced deaths in birds. Studies have shown that flocks of thousands abandon their nests, leading to chick fatalities and population declines in the Netherlands, study in 2011. I like this. Okay. I don't know if I can use any of these for an infographic yet, but I think that I could do it. Fireworks release heavy metals like lead, strontium, and barium that contaminate soil and water, poisoning wildlife and ecosystems. Noise level range between 150 and 175 decibels, far exceeding the 85 decibel limit safe for human hearing. Okay, so an infographic and visuals like pay anxiety statistics and comparisons to drone shows could be powerful. Let me know if you need help designing one. I just need a data set. I just need an interesting data set. Okay, let's see what it got me. Heavy metal concentration. These are data points. Heavy metal concentration in air. Environmental Monitoring Agency, wildlife tracking studies, local government. Seems like I've just got to do so much work to get some data. If anyone has any data, please hook a brother up. Hook me up, would you? I think that'd be cool. You should do a drawing with Tofu Dog. Okay. Love it. Oh dang, the heavy metals is hella important. Anyone want to go live in an old coal mine? No. Yeah, I mean seriously, the heavy metal ones is pretty crazy. It's strontium, barium, lead in the water. Lead in the water. I thought we didn't want lead in the water. It's a neurotoxin. Thank you. I posted just after Crystal left. I was hoping she might read it, but it was too late in posting. Ah, dang it, Paul Campbell. I'm just glad you're here. What keeps greyhound racing industry alive here in the Republic of Ireland? 19.8, almost 20 million euro in funding for greyhound racing industry was approved by the Irish government. That doesn't seem right. We need to get rid of it. How do we get rid of it, Paul? How do we do it? Everyone loves a little arsenic in their water. Maybe that's what I need to do. If I focused on the pollution, do you think that would help? Is that something that what do you think? Is it the pollution? Is it the dogs? I want to use whatever I can. Maybe I need to figure out what is RFK Jr. on about? What's in it? What's sticking in his craw lately? Maybe we can find out, heavy metal side effects contributed to my father's premature passing. This is important. Dominion.org. All right. Let's see if there's a heavy metal concentration. Can you find anything related to heavy metal concentrations and fireworks I can use? Let's see if I can get anything from ChatGPT here. That'd be cool, right? Let's see. Get rid of it by campaigning against it. Man, I'd love to campaign against dog racing. Dog racing is horrible. Okay, fireworks displays while visually captivating, released particulate matter laden with heavy metals, leading a study conducted in Fullerton, California during the Independence Day celebrations, analyzed ambient particulate matter for metals such as barium and chromium. Chromium's a nasty one. Copper, lead, strontium. The findings indicate that fireworks are a significant transient source of these particulate metals, potentially harmful of both environmental and human health. Measurements of heavy metal concentration in ambient air before, during, and after fireworks events to assess the immediate. Okay, well, let's get the data set. Such a data set would enable through analysis. Okay, well, did they have the data set or not? Damn. Let's see it. Let's see the study. Abstract. Introduction. I need. Looks like they do have. Oh God, these are crap infographics. I need some infographics. We need to. I'll make the infographics. I just need a detail sampling. Okay, here we go. Details of sampling periods for the study. It doesn't tell me how much strontium's in there. But you can see there's a spike in heavy metals during the fireworks.
Okay, so we have another meeting that we're supposed to be starting at 5 now for Vets United. So if you guys want to keep watching, you can, but we're going to start a new stream. So
awesome. Well, everybody, don't forget to sign savepluto.org. If you want to go to ourhonor.org/donate to help us fund our efforts, please do. And please, if you can dig around in some data and send me something, I'll make some infographics about it that are better than the ones I was just trying to get through. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I appreciate you. Bye.
thank you. Bye.
See you next
y'all.
week.